You're young, you're ambitious, and you want to get into that dream school of yours. And if you give me a few minutes of your time, I will change your life.
I got into Harvard! I got into Harvard! Oh my god! Oh my god!
My name is Jack Anderson, and I'm currently studying at Harvard University on a Frank Knox Memorial Fellowship, which is Harvard's most prestigious full-ride scholarship, and I was accepted into every Ivy League that I applied to, and I've been a finalist for 13 of the biggest scholarships in the entire world. So when it comes to getting into your dream school, I know what I'm talking about, and in these next few minutes, I'm gonna share all that knowledge with you. The average Ivy League acceptance rate sits at 4% at the moment, which means for every one student that gets accepted, another 25 students get rejected. If you want to stand out as that one-star student, how you direct your energy over the next few years is going to be the most critical factor in determining whether you have become a success or a failure. So let's break down how you should direct your energy. First and foremost, you need strong grades. That's a given. You don't need to waste your time trying to be in the top of your cohort, but instead just be in the top 5 to 10% of your cohort so that your application remains competitive. Beyond grades, there are 3 hidden student archetypes that define college admissions, and you pretty much have to fit within one of these 3 archetypes if you want to get admitted into your dream school. The 3 archetypes are the student entrepreneur, the student researcher, or the student athlete, and each of them is relatively self-explanatory. The entrepreneur is the student who has founded that non-for-profit or social enterprise that is driving positive change in their community. The student researcher is the student who has a deep passion for research and wants to pioneer world-leading research in the future. And finally, the student athlete is the student who's exceptional at a sport and wants to get recruited for it at their dream college in the future. Ideally, you should pick one of these 3 categories and go all in on excelling in that category. If your dream school is a school like Harvard, from my experience, you're going to need to reach the following bar if you want to have a competitive application. For the student entrepreneur, you need to have built an organization that is legit and genuine. Like, it has to be something real. You need to have a volunteer base of at least 25 volunteers or a staff base of at least 3. You must have generated roughly 50K in funding or revenue by this point to know that it's legit. And finally, and most importantly, you need to have clear impact metrics of how that is doing good for your community, state, or somewhere around the world. For the student researcher, you need to have multiple research placements in the same area, ideally, and ones that are competitive. But most importantly, you need to understand what impact you plan to have with the research you plan to pioneer in the future, like curing a specific disease or contributing to a part of climate change resolving. Finally, for the student athlete, you need to be one of the best in your state or country at large and spend time building out your athletic resume, video clips, and most importantly, connecting with the athletic recruitment staff. Once you've dedicated your high school years to building out a competitive profile, and I'm sure a bunch of you have already done that, you then need to create the greatest college application of your life. And I'm gonna break that down now. This includes your resume, personal statements, supplemental essays, and recommendation letters, and I'm gonna give you a crash course on how to ace each of them now. The key principle for writing a great resume is simple. Don't just describe what you did, describe the tangible impact you made during your role. For instance, instead of saying managed a project, let's say something like, I managed a team of 20 volunteers to successfully complete a $10,000 project under budget and ahead of schedule. Now that's clear impact. If you want to save time and just see what an Ivy League level resume looks like, you can check out my resume that got me into every single Ivy League I applied to, along with 5 free resume templates for free in the description, just at the top of the description. Next up is your personal statement, and this is by far the most important document that you're going to submit. The length of your personal statement will vary between 500 words and 1,000 words, but for a 1,000-word personal statement structure, you should use the following and just adjust it accordingly based on the word limits. You should start with 250 words describing your life story and upbringing, followed by 150 words on your professional achievements that highlight your dedication to a specific field, followed by 100 words on your lifelong ambitions, followed by 250 words on why the school's program is going to be critical for you to achieve those lifelong ambitions, followed by 150 words on how you plan to contribute to the student body and school's campus, and then finally 100 words on the conclusion, just kind of summarizing your main points from your personal statement. If you want access to my personal statement that got me into Harvard on a full ride scholarship and into a bunch of other Ivy Leagues, then be sure to check out the Google Drive link in the description for free. It's there for free for yours for the taking. For supplemental essays, you should use the past, present, and future framework, which is for each supplemental essay, start with a key event from your past, then where you are now in the present, and then finally how you plan to build upon this thing in the future at your dream school. If you want detailed examples of how to respond to the most common supplemental essay questions like why this school or what's something you do in your spare time, then be sure to check out my free 10-page supplemental essay guide, again in the description. It's all there. Finally, for recommendation letters, the key principle is to start early and give your referees as much information as possible. When emailing your referees, attach your resume and statement of purpose, and then at the bottom of the email, attach key details such as the program you're applying for, your grades and academic achievements, professional experiences and awards, key experiences you've had with the referee, your future ambitions, and why this school is so important to you. The more information you can give them, the better the letter will be that they write for you. Once you've submitted your application, you're then going to have your interview. The process for interview prep is simple but extremely time consuming. Start by doing your content prep of drafting your answers to the most common Ivy League interview questions. And again, if you don't know what those look like, you can check out my free 10-page interview guide in the description. Then, once you've drafted all your content and you know your answers pretty well, conduct 3 to 5 mock interviews to get comfortable. And then finally, on the day of your interview, just remember not to be a douchebag and instead focus on being yourself and being human, because that's what's going to allow you to connect with the interviewer. And congratulations, if everything goes well, you'll get into your dream school. Whether that's Harvard, Stanford, or any other dream school, you did it. All those years of hard work have now been validated and you can now just relax for a few months. The truth is, getting into your dream school is just one small stepping stone in life. Your dream school won't bring you eternal happiness and you'll quickly become unsatisfied and form even bigger goals to chase. But be excited by that fact. Squeeze out every moment of every single day that we have on this earth, never stop pursuing and never stop dreaming big. That's the whole point of it. And as we close out this crash course, if you want one-on-one college admission support from me, fill out my Google form because I pick one new student every week to help for free. Good luck.